The United States has been watching developments in Iran closely since anti-government protests erupted on December 28, 2025. Since then, President Donald Trump has repeatedly threatened the Khamenei regime with possible U.S. action in response to the regime's bloody suppression of demonstrators, which has reportedly left more than 6,000 dead. On many occasions, Trump promised to become the savior of the Iranian people if the Iranian government cracked down on protesters. It seems that day may come sooner than expected. The clock is ticking. Trump's massive armada has already arrived in Middle Eastern waters. The USS Abraham Lincoln and guided missile destroyers have reached the region, giving the United States the capability to strike Iran. On January 28th, President Trump, in his stone-cold language on Truth Social, threatened Iran with another attack. This time, it would be worse than Operation Midnight Hammer. Trump warned Iran of a time crunch and urged it to come to the table and make a deal of no nuclear weapons. Otherwise, he cautioned that the fleet he has deployed this time is larger than the one sent to Venezuela and is ready, willing, and able to rapidly fulfill its mission, with speed and violence if necessary. Trump's remarks build on his earlier claim last week that a major U.S. naval force was heading toward the Middle East.
Where do things stand with Iran? The U.S. has got sizable military assets.
You know, we have a lot of ships going that direction, just in case. We have a big flotilla going in that direction, and we'll see what happens. A big force. We have a big force going toward Iran. I'd rather not see anything happen, but we're watching them very closely. I stopped 837 hangings on Thursday. They would have been dead. Every one of them would have been hung. This is like from 1,000 years ago. This is an ancient culture. Very smart people, by the way, but it's an ancient culture. 837, mostly young men, were going to be hung on Thursday. And I said, if you hang those people, you're going to be hit harder than you've ever been hit. It'll make what we did to your Iran nuclear look like peanuts. And an hour before this horrible thing was going to take place, they canceled it. And they actually said they canceled it. They didn't postpone it. They canceled it. So that was a good sign. But we have an Armada. We have a massive fleet heading in that direction. And maybe we won't have to use it. We'll see.
You said would you like the supreme leader to step down or to go into exile?
I don't want to say right now. I don't want to get into that. But they know what we're looking for.
You said today that they want
There's a lot of killing going on.
You said today they want to talk and we'll talk. So if you set something up and they asked you to...
Yeah, I would. That happened. But, you know, we've talked to them a lot. They should have made a deal before we hit them with the nuclear, because we really, that was a devastating hit. That whole area is out of play. And if they try and do it again, they're going to have to go to another area. We'll hit them there too, just as easily, much more easily. Because that was very advanced. They were building that for 10 years. And they'd have to start anew. So, you know, there was a total obliteration.
Are you still planning to go ahead with those terrorists that you had mentioned and the secondary terrorists for those affected by businesses in Iran, the 25% tariffs?
I am doing that, yeah. We're doing that. If you do business with Iran, you can have a tariff of 25%.
And when should that go into effect?
Effect very soon.
Trump may be saying that Iran wants to talk, but Iran's response contradicts the president's version of events. Responding to Trump's warning, Iran said on January 26th that the movement of a U.S. warship would not weaken its resolve or ability to defend itself. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Esmail Baghaei told reporters that Iran would respond decisively and comprehensively to any threat.
The arrival of so-and-so will not affect Iran's determination and seriousness in fiercely defending the integrity of Iran. We have both the will and the full capability to defend Iran, As for how we will respond, it is very clear, just as we have shown before. We will definitely respond decisively, with all our strength and comprehensively, to any aggression or threat. As for the details, obviously this is neither the place nor is it my area of expertise to discuss them. Our armed forces have learned well how to defend Iran's borders. The Islamic Republic of Iran is also fully aware of its own capabilities. It is confident, and it also keeps previous experiences in mind, including the heroic battle in Khordad. Now, stronger than ever, it will certainly deliver a comprehensive and regret-inducing response to any kind of aggression. Simply labeling an institution, a body that has emerged from the very heart of the Iranian people, an institution responsible for safeguarding a nation, entrusted with the security of the Persian Gulf, and one that has played the greatest role in the fight against Daesh terrorism, is a despicable and illogical act, and naturally, the Islamic Republic of Iran considers it its right to respond in kind.
Meanwhile, U.S. Central Command announced plans for regional drills to demonstrate its ability to deploy and sustain combat air power, while White House officials said a strike on Iran remains under consideration, with no final decision yet. Axios reported that Trump is weighing further military options even as he hints at possible talks with Tehran tied to limits on uranium, missiles, and regional proxies. Threats from both sides have continued since last December. Earlier, on January 9th, Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei slammed U.S. President Donald Trump over last year's attacks on Iran in support of Israel and urged him to focus on his own country.
They were actively engaged in widespread destruction, causing immense damage and chaos, solely for the purpose of appeasing and gratifying the individual who held the highest position in American foreign affairs. This was because this prominent figure had previously uttered a completely unfounded and utterly irrelevant statement declaring that if the Iranian government were to undertake specific actions or policies, he would personally intervene and provide unwavering support to certain factions or outcomes, thereby inciting these destructive behaviors. These disruptive rioters and genuinely harmful individuals, just because these disruptive rioters and truly harmful people within the country, their fervent hopes are entirely pinned on him. If he is indeed capable, then he should absolutely be allowed to fix his very own country. In his own country, there are so many significant incidents and pressing problems constantly happening, causing widespread concern. His hands are stained with the blood of more than 1,000 Iranians. In the 12-day war, over 1,000 of our compatriots, aside from commanders, scientists, and prominent figures, ordinary people were martyred. This person said, "I gave the orders I commanded during the war." After a period of intense internal deliberation and the undeniable weight of his conscience, he ultimately decided to reveal the truth. With a sense of profound relief and a quiet yet firm resolve, he confessed himself fully and without reservation, acknowledging his involvement in the matter. This significant admission marked a turning point as he laid bare the details of his actions and the circumstances that led to them, finally unburdening himself of the secrets he had carried. Everyone should know and fully understand that the Islamic Republic, a truly sovereign and independent nation, came to power through the immense sacrifice and precious blood of several 100,000 honorable, courageous, and dedicated people. And it will absolutely not back down or yield in the face of those who threaten the very existence and foundational principles of the Islamic Republic. It will absolutely not tolerate serving foreign interests or agendas. No matter who you truly are, if you become a mercenary for foreign powers, if you actively work for outsiders against the very nation itself, then there will be severe consequences. It does not tolerate serving foreign interests, no matter who you are. If you become a mercenary for foreigners, if you work for outsiders, the nation rejects you, and the Islamic system also rejects you. This applies to those people, that guy. Consider the individual who sits there, so arrogantly and with such profound pride, constantly passing harsh judgment upon the entire world, without any true understanding or empathy. That guy who sits there arrogantly and pridefully passing judgment on the whole world, he should also know that usually the world's tyrants and oppressors like Pharaoh, Nimrod, Reza Khan, and all the Rezas and their ilk, when they were at the height of their arrogance, they were overthrown.